What's wrong? You haven't touched your blueberry acai infused lemonade. Are you okay now? Are you done being disconnected? I'd like it if you were done being disconnected, OBS, sweetie. Well, the uptime appears to be at 22 seconds, so I'll pretend OBS is done being mad at me. Hopefully we all agree. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're gonna play Beacon Pines again, because all I did last time was make it to Chapter 4 in all 3 timelines that I know of. Maybe there's more. We're gonna find out today. Let me just open her up and pray OBS is okay with that. I sure hope OBS is okay with that. Like, it's not that deep, sister. Alright, we got her. Are we good, honey?
Chapter 4.
Yeah? Yeah? How's that? Almost there. There she is. We got her. I don't know if this is the Chapter 4 I want to do, though, is the thing. But I can't...
Dinner with the Moodwills.
Okay. So this is the timeline where... This is the timeline where Rollo had to go back home to do chores, and therefore is not dubiously in danger like in all the other timelines. It branched off of the warehouse one.
Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even.
Let me think. Rollo's fine. We ran into Beck on the next day. I think after I delivered jam to everyone. Jam in quotation marks. Because that one guy at the Bag and Wag was very particular about his jam being definitely jam. It was weird.
But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love. Couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates.
So since Rollo's fine
Dinner
here...
went by without much conversation.
I think I'm gonna follow this timeline for now, and then we can go somewhere else later.
As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here.
I did let all of this play last stream, but I'm letting it play again. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
Here we are, back in the sauce. So, Luca, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? Oh, I live with my grandma. Over on the other side of the river. Your grandma? Where are your parents at? Beck, manners. Yeah, you can't just do that. It's alright. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like missing?
Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger.
Not the pineapple on pizza. What a destructive stance they took in this game, with the pineapple on pizza.
Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luca, how did you like the pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good. I'm not crying. Normally we'd have put more effort into dinner.
Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes.
Yeah, they just moved in. It's fine. We aren't fully settled in, and Beck had mentioned that it's your favorite. Theoretically. I just got accosted in the street by Beck, and Beck was like, hey, anchovies or pineapple? No context. And that's how we made it here. I'm sorry, are we just skipping the part where he said his mom was missing? Beck! I'm sorry, Luca. This move has us all a little tired.
Luca wiped his face with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. So, Beck said that you moved here for work?
Beck gave Luca a swift kick under the table.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to talk about their jobs. It was a warning. Ow! I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? Oh, you were right the first time. We're here for work. Nellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Perennial Harvest just made her the newest lead researcher of deep engineering. Is that because Dr. Prescott from Deep Engineering got thrown out in a body bag, like, yesterday? Is that why? I bet it is. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy that I get to make a difference in the world. Oh, she's gonna show up one day wearing a green vest, and I'm gonna have to burn her alive. It's not fashionable. And also it implies you're in a cult by wearing it. Think about what you've done. Thank you. Perennial Harvest is at the forefront of evolving agriculture into something more useful than sprinkling water and excrement on the ground.
Luca glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luca, is that there are different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to their plants and hope for the best. And some people happily leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. Uh-oh. You swore you didn't!
Beck slammed her fist into the table.
Yeah. Be mad. Cause riot. Cause chaos.
Perhaps harder than she intended.
And the entire table exploded under Beck's immense power. So sad. Hey, Luca! How about some dessert? I actually have to meet my friend Rolo soon.
Luca glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Looks like there's a storm brewing. I should get going. Oh, I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Yeah, almanacs aren't that useful around here.
Luca wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Thank you all for the pizza. It really was good. See you at the festival, Beck. Unlucky penny? Oh, baby. Wait up. I'll walk you home. They're not going home.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rolo could be prickly around new people.
Oh no.
But Beck seemed cool. Rolo would warm up to her eventually.
Beck is cool. Thanks for noticing.
Probably.
Maybe. Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to... Oh. This is interesting. I'll do break.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break, revealing patches of star-filled summer night. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops.
It's aliens. So exciting. Sure, you can meet Rolo. You're not going home? No, I promised Rolo I'd tell him
Luca
about...
stopped himself mid-sentence.
Promised you'd tell him what? Spit it out, bub. We're thick as thieves now. If there's a juicy secret, you've gotta tell me. Okay. You can come to the treehouse and I'll tell you both what happened. Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Luca saw Beck skulking by the gate.
So you're telling me there's nothing mysterious or creepy about this place? It's mostly boring and empty. I refuse to believe that. Big spiked gate, looming mansion, rich reclusive owners. It even smells shady.
Beck grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
Mark my words, you decadent nightmare house. You will reveal your secrets to me. Oh. What did you do? First of all, I told you so. Second, hide. Oh, look, it's Eris. That's Eris Valentine. Who's that she's talking to? Shh. I expect you to return that suit in working order. Of course. As long as everything proceeds as planned, there's nothing to worry about. The only thing I'm worried about is what's rightfully mine. If that means making some unsavory alliances, so be it. I couldn't agree more. There comes a time to suspend hostilities. I'll deal with our common threat. Now this is what I was talking about.
Beck's voice was an excited whisper.
Proper shady stuff. Someone in a suit like that tried to grab me yesterday. Seriously? Shh. Again. You do understand that when this all inevitably fails, I will deny everything? I wouldn't expect any less of you. You just worry about your part in this and let me handle the rest. I can't wait to see the look on that Rube Kerr's face. Yes, the truth will come to light. I'm still surprised you're so comfortable with the potential collateral damage. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that change is painful. Wow, I was expecting shady, but that's just flat out supervillain talk. If you don't mind me asking, why? Why are you doing all of this?
The mysterious figure retracted their mask, hair pushing out from all corners.
Oh no. His grandma? Family? You can't say family, that can't be right.
A chill ran down Luca's spine. His vision blurred. Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luca looked down to see himself wrenching her hand.
I mean, I knew they were absolutely 100% framing Grandma as spooky and terrifying, but I thought it was gonna end up being a prank. Not Grandma's actually hazmat suit. As I don't know. An answer I can certainly respect. Goodbye, Grandma.
Gran tousled her hair back under the face mask.
Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival. I don't need lessons in rousing suspicion.
Gran gave Eris a curt nod and disappeared into the night.
What the fuck? What the fuck? I shouldn't have done this. I should have made the clouds go rumble, and then everything would have been fine.
Chapter 5. What big ears you have. Lucas sat shivering in the bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make sure the coast was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
What's wrong? ... I wonder. You look like you've seen a ghost. Why were you so scared of that old lady in the hazmat suit? That was my gran. That was your gran. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure there is a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this. Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out there. Lead the way. Meet up with Rollo at the treehouse? I don't think I will. I'm gonna go check the other timeline really quick. Clouds above began to rumble.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure we can make it home before this storm kicks off?
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll just make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch cold. Fine. This works too. Luca, Nelly will keep trying to reach your gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest. Here we go. Time to poke around. What's this? A microscope?
The eye hole of the microscope.
It is a microscope. This looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum?
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47 days. Ew.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
Ew. It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. Anything else? Anything else? There's gotta be. What do we got? Radio. Bouquet of flowers. Book. No book. Baseball bat? No. Up here? No. Back here? Also no. Over here? Nope. Alright, fine. Oh, wow. Rollo and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. Fitted it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes? She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation. I don't know if I, at age 12, would be able to say high-tech overcompensation, but okay.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city, but around here, it's all farm reports and static. Ah, shucks. How about these flowers? Do these flowers mean something to you? Do these flowers carry all your emotional pain in them? Tell me.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pungent.
He flipped
But
open
of
the attached
course.
card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview Condors. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry, was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you've moved a lot? Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. These flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them is all. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you looked cool doing it.
moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Well, Rollo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't yet. But one thing my dad told me when I was little: don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then, what do you do when you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something? We're gonna register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. That things are gonna change.
Luca let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
I'm not gonna try and do that. Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. Moving sucks! I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere? I'm not gonna try voicing that either.
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I just want to be a normal kid.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow. I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rollo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca, don't let the universe jerk you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5. Friendly Feud.
Now I don't know what chapter 5 to go with, since I switched timelines.
The air was heavy with the hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone. Not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes.
If you say so.
This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
I can't. Alright, it's fine. There was definitely no dog barking. Pretend you never heard that if it came through on my microphone. It didn't happen. Catch up with Rollo at the treehouse. Aw, man. Fine, I'll continue with this one. Hey, it's dawn!
The Valentine mansion loomed over every other
I'm
building
gonna look
in
at
town,
this gate instead.
both figuratively and literally.
Awesome. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Dawn, tracking down a lead. I have to stop saying hey to all the characters before I start speaking to them, because Luca always says hey to them for me. You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out, when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't just give his kids an inheritance, there were conditions. Like what? The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age, who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo! So Eris was forced to take care of him? Yup, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it, old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Eris treats him. Poor Solomon. How did you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luca. Oh no.
After the foul harvest destroyed their wealth and reputation, the Valentines shuttered off their estate from the rest of town.
Poor Solomon. What if I go over here? I'm sure I'd better not dilly-dally. Gotta get to the treehouse. Fine. Fine. How about this beehive? Damn it. Anybody around here that wants to talk to me? How about you? No. Library? No. Why is Alligator Lady still here? He met his old friend's eyes and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens! This is no time for fractured friendships. I don't like the... Oh baby, the History Museum is open. Should we go watch it again? Oh! I can walk through this table. Nobody tell the developers. Oopsies! I didn't mean to do this. Uh-oh. What if I, like, literally switched timelines just to avoid watching this again? Would anybody be mad?
And that is why you cannot tell the story of Beacon Pines without telling the story of one Sharper Valentine. Young Sharper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision.
Fine. I'll watch it again.
Dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own words, a better tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it.
Maybe if I end up accidentally watching this enough times, I'll get an achievement for accidentally watching it enough times.
With fertilizer, of course. Valentine's Fertilizer Company became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose. But then tragedy.
Anyways,
a scientific experiment
in between
gone wrong.
streams,
An accident which
I
took Sharper
went
away from
onto
us
the
far
Stream
too
Elements
soon.
website
To this
and
day,
made a
we
ton of
struggle to
custom
pick up
alert
the
boxes
But
for
one
when
foul
people
harvest isn't enough
follow,
to stop the people of
donate,
Beacon Pines. The
subscribe,
spirit of Sharper
send
Valentine
bits,
lives on. It lives in the
raid.
hearts of everyone with a
There are
dream
special
for a
pop-ups
better
for
tomorrow.
all of those now.
Together, we
I
will
added them
follow
to
his
my
example and
overlay,
grow
but I
a
don't know if
bountiful
any of them
future.
function, and I won't know if any of them function if they happen during this stream, because my second monitor isn't working. So all I can see is Twitch chat on the far left of my screen. But that's good enough for me, I guess. For now. Anyways. Rollo's gonna be mad at me if the alligator has any truth hiding inside of her. Fine, fine, fine. I won't go to the coffee shop, no matter how bad I want to. Okay, that's not important, I guess. Fine. Uh-oh. Excuse me, what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful! I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit, and it's getting late, so we all decided to... You all... decided? Yes, sir. I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We are all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No. That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good. Then it's decided. Yes, sir. We'll work till the task is done. He's sweating. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Why does everybody have to be a crazy person here? Why can't anyone just be normal? The most normal person here so far is like the mayor, and the fact that he's the most normal is what makes me worried that he's the least normal. Do I got any more words for this? We're going fishing. Maybe. Oh, we do. We've got exactly one word
Luca
for this.
wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
If you say so, honey. Watch. Property of Sharper Valentine. Oh. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. The man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Damn, so Sharper Valentine was still alive when I was a little deer fishing in the pond? That's interesting. Mission control. Authorized personnel only. Let's go! Rollo, are you still up there? I'm sorry, Rollo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times. And it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rollo scoffed.
The rain held me up. Liar! You weren't even home! What? The storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. Yeah, you are, but whatever. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, that storm rolled in out of nowhere, and I got stuck after dinner at Beck's
Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? So true. I don't know what Beck is either. She's a new kid in town. She's actually kinda cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you, and you were off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to Mission Control. It was gonna be a surprise, but you took so long, the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
Don't make me shout again. Everyone hates it when I yell into my microphone. It means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word. 'Cause that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your gran doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this? If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad friend.
Rollo's tone changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well at least my Pa's still around.
The words hung
Don't
in
say
the cold
that.
night
You can't
air.
get away with saying that. I'll beat you up myself. I'll climb into my monitor and I'll just kick you in the shin or something. I don't know.
Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line. But it was too late.
Luca, Good night, Rollo. Dang it. Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, that's what we did today. Sure. If you say so. Box of stuff. If Rollo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him, he can shove it. I just wanted to go and leave everything in the house running, but okay. What do we got?
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Soccer ball. Hilarious. Rolo. What a jerk. Yeah. Call me a bad friend. Ooh, I'm Rolo. Look at me and my amazing family. I guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. Weep. Don't do that to me. I don't want that. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. I've got to run out and take care of some things. Okay. I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
Soccer ball. I bet Rolo's still gonna go to the festival. He's gonna be miserable. I guess I just have this soccer ball now.
Luca dozed off again.
Luca? I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rolo came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is to just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd do you some good. Noted.
Luca still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rolo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
Truly terrifying. Can I have my sandwich? That's the same line from before. Bitch, I want a sandwich. Luca, you fool. Eat the sandwich. It's gonna get moldy or whatever. Stupid. There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. Huh? What is that? What is that? What the heck is that? What the heck is that? I want it. Get me over there. What is that? Hello? I got a soccer ball pop up. Oh! I got it. Ah, jeez. There we go. What is this?
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
Oh no, that's a bad book to knock off the shelf. The complete first volume.
Luca carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rolo had received it for his birthday. A special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rolo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rolo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rolo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca? Another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Modewell. She said you met yesterday? What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh. She seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rolo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table, in case you want a bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all, and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca
Don't
stood in
fall
a
asleep
vast
on the
black expanse.
book. Why would you do that? That can't be comfortable.
He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake.
Me too. I do that all the time.
Dad, where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass.
We're at Steak and Shake. Clown.
He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source.
The source.
Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour. Make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame, see? Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them. Not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him. Older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Lucas staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames. In a flash of cold light, he was gone. What does all of this mean?
What does all of this mean?
Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luca rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Rollo fought about doesn't matter. But
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments and accept them in their worst. Except right in my backpack. Now get your little butt out of bed. The festival's today. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rollo, doesn't it?
Luca gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. So true, Granny. I need to get going now. Got some last-minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. I love you, Luca. Love you too.
Luca took a deep breath.
Okay.
Chapter 6. Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
Alright, girls, time to find Rollo. Going back into my house. I'm gonna cause problems on purpose. I just have to remember what I can interact with out around here. I don't think there's anything out back. So, let me just leave the fridge open. Just turn the sink on. Just go over here. Open the cupboard. Open the drawer. Can't open that. Can't open that. Open this thing. I think that's it. Yep. And then I leave. Darn it. I thought I was gonna get an achievement for being an asshole. Hey, it's... Oh no, I forgot her name. Luca. Rollo wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled
Roxy,
her eyes,
that's her
shaking
name.
her head.
That's her name. Ugh. A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't... It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find him.
Luca looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. A space adventure, though you needn't buy it if you be brave, go somewhere quiet. I don't actually know what that means, but there's a quiet place right over here. Right up here. This is not the quiet place. Darn. I guess it's probably the library. That makes the most sense. But I got stuff to do. I've got interactions to click on. I'll make it to the library eventually. Hey, it's Joey. How goes the beetle hunt? Pretty rotten. I haven't seen so much as an exuviae. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it. Look at all these. Look at all these fellas to talk to. How's it going, space? Not a dang thing. Not a dang thing up here. Chill time. I'm sure Rolo won't mind if I just sit here for a while. Never mind, he probably does. Anything in here? No. Hey, Jetson. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his big speech, they're gonna have the first annual Biggest Catch competition. As long as a boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Good luck. Do I got any new words to use here? Maybe? I got a couple words. No, no words. Alright, fine. No fishing for me. Hey, clipboard. Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kerr's speech and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it. Maybe I do. Maybe I do want to miss it. Hey, clipboard. Ah, he doesn't want to talk to me. One of these is Pete and one of these is Toby. I know that much. Hey, Fitz. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. The town's still falling apart, the weather's still cruddy, and this season's harvest looks like it's gonna be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is gonna change any of that. Exactly. But the lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Fitz. I'm still gonna be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all. You go, girl. Get that lemonade. Hey, bud. Ain't moving. You got it. Hey, Iggy. Is this the timeline where I didn't maim you horribly? So cool.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
How's it going, Jeff? Hey, Jeff. Everything alright? Huh? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, used to be fine. Just ain't right these days, you know? I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
Immediately broken by Luca's idle animation rubbing his nose. Of course. How long should I stand here? Okay, fine. Can I still lean on this pole to look cool? Oh, I can. Hey guys, how are you doing? You want some lemonade? I heard you wanted some lemonade. Everybody having a good time? Sick, bye! Hey Tish, hey Iggy. Hahaha, every single time. Yep. Wait for it. Unexplained sound once again noted. Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones. It is funny, actually. You should troll them. Even though I hate your guts and everything you stand for, you should troll these people. It's funny. Alright. Hey, Mayor. Hey, woman. This is the first time I've seen... Oh, this isn't the mayor, this is the news guy. The mayor's over on the right. This many smiling faces since the foul harvest. I had my doubts about Perennial Harvest, but I must admit they do put on a nice party. Is it really that nice? I guess if you... A most welcoming of welcomes! Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve. Nope. Sorry, Toby, and or Pete, and or some other guy whose name I don't know. How are you guys doing? Hey, Lumi. Oh, I can only talk to Zariel. Fine. Hi, Luca. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Zariel became flesh.
Just pretend I didn't say anything. I want to know how Griffin's doing, too. He's mine, actually. You can't date him. He's mine. I want him. He's the best. Alligator woman? No words for me? Alrighty. Hey, Griffin. Hey, Luca. So you're done at the library? Huh? Oh, nothing.
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
Nothing at all. I already know I have to go to the library, don't worry. Hold on, melon. Melon, melon, melon. Very important that the melon gets smacked. Luca, did you know that Beacon Pines is actually unincorporated? A lot of people don't know that. Wow, yeah, I didn't know. What's that mean? It means most public works are handled internally. We do all the pipelines, the water treatment, building regulations. That's great. Census taking. Emergency services. Bye. I'm sorry I forgot your name, little guy. Hey, Don. Oh wait, Luke is gonna say that, isn't he? Oh, not this time. I've got a question for you. What do you think this whole festival is for? The way I figure it, Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bribe, but with balloons. Cynical? I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. What if I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor? A special guest? Who? I haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. PH? Who's PH? Should I know? I should know who PH is, shouldn't I? Oh, diner's locked up. Oh, PH is Perennial Harvest. Got it. I'm smart. Hey. Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying. I wanted to see what all the festival fuss is about. But I can't help but notice, you still brought your backpack full of books. Luca, backpacks can carry a lot more than just books. True, true. So what you got in there? Books? Thought so. Hey, Mayor. I was able to return the Perennial Harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed. Good. Now will you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't going to harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. Does the mayor like Mr. Kerr? Does the mayor like him? LMAO. There's the library. What could that mean? No idea. What else we got around here? Anything? Anything? Doesn't look like it. This is still boarded up. Mushroom. There's no more sludge. I don't know if there was ever sludge in this timeline. They blocked me off from going over here. Maybe it was there. Maybe it wasn't there, though. It's impossible to know. Has this wheel always been here? It probably has, and I'm just stupid. Anyway, what do we got? Anything else to look at besides the library? Rollo doesn't mind, I'm sure. Anything else? Nope. Nothing else. Alright. Library it is. Oops. I've gotten myself stuck on scenery yet again.
Luca peeked up at the beehive. It appeared to be deserted.
That's strange. It didn't even have a pop-up to let me look at the beehive, so that's interesting. Hey, the library. Somewhere quiet. So true. There's no one here, it's just Kato and Jace. Hi, Jace. Still working through the newest Hank Atomic? You know it. Some fascinating canon toward the end. Did you know Hank Atomic's shrink array doesn't technically shrink stuff? It uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered. So it just looks shrunk compared to everything else? Bingo. That's wild. But Jace, no spoilers, please. Oh right, sorry. I love you, spoiler dog. Goodbye, spoiler dog. How's it going, Kato? Hey, Luca.
Kato's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. Got that riddle me this achievement. Yes, please. Thank you. The first? Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you? Rollo does go all out, doesn't he?
Kato straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
What a king. Hold on. I have to drink water before I read this riddle. Alright, girlies. Ahem. On planet Farpole, you may take issue. When the 5th king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Kato stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay, let me figure it out. Alright, when you find it, bring it here to be verified. And if you decide you want a hint, the offer still stands. Hey Jace, do you have issue 5 of Hank Atomic? No?
Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5, from the shelf.
Once you've got a book, you can either bring it here to me, or just grab a different one. Oh.
Luca grabbed Luca grabbed The Modern Science of Atomic. Luca grabbed The 5 Pillars of Success from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Issue with Self-Help, a helpful guide, from the shelf. Luca grabbed 500 Meals for One Big Pot from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 4, from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf.
Here we go. Ah, you found it.
Kato removed his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5.
Uh-huh.
Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Rollo's cipher pen. He used to write secret messages everywhere with that, and only I had the special flashlight needed to reveal it. But I lost it. Well, apparently he traded Jeff for this purple light bulb. Parted with his entire Halloween candy stash. Oh, Rollo. Now let's see here.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a
He
grift.
continued flipping.
Only found in GlxyHrt.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Grift in GlxyHrt. Grift in Griffin. Griffin's grub cart. He wants me to go to Griffin's snack stand. Ah, brilliant. I guess you're off then. Good luck on the rest of the scavenger hunt. Thanks, Kato. Go to Griffin's snack stand. Hell yes, hell yes. I will take all my opportunity to talk to Griffin. Griffin's the bestest ever. Hey, Griffin. How are you doing? Hey, Griffin. Did Rollo
Before
come?
Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it? Bought and paid for. Enjoy. I thought there was supposed to be a riddle or something.
Luca shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yuck. It's cold. Oh yeah, that's been sitting here for a while. Rollo wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically. Well, that's just...
Luca tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth. He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Oh, come on.
He shook off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
A pickup when you need some pep. Near the fountain up the
Luca
step.
finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
This is getting to be a whole thing. Yeah, they want me to go to the coffee house. Sure. You know what? I have to go complain to Griffin. Never mind, I can't talk to Griffin anymore. Here we go. Hey, Sariel. There you are, Luca. There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, you big stiff. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. But Rolo owes me one.
Lumi waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings, your final task a friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. Hard. Ugh, I feel cheapened somehow. I think it's sweet. What takes flight but has no wings, your final task a friendship brings. Good luck, Luca. Hey look, it's Rolo. I did it. Hey. Hey. Did you find the comic book? Yep. And you got the corn dog? Yeah. Well then, I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but here, you've earned this.
Rolo sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
We did it. Huge win. Flight. Thanks. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang it, you were supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. Now you've apologized twice before me. Just let me do this. Luca, I'm really sorry. With everything that's happened, with your mom and all, I've always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know? When you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Rolo. Still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant that I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rolo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Rolo, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what else do you want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all the stuff those clipboards write down? What if we get caught? I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait 1 more day. You know, I have been wanting to get some work done on the MCDC at Mission Control. The aim is a bit unpredictable. That sounds perfect. Into the treehouse with Rolo. We got balloons. Do I get to high jump with the balloons? Of course not. I just have them. They're so wobbly. Hello, Jeff. Can I stare wistfully with you? Do you think if I lean on this pole, my balloons will fly away? Nope, I'm too cool. What vibes? Such vibes. Hey, Mr. Kerr. Oh, I never talked to Mr. Kerr. I just skipped right over him. Unique New York. Unique New York. Uh-huh. Oh, don't mind me. Just warming up for my big ceremony speech.
Mr. Kerr pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the old gab box. You nervous? Oh, heavens no. Well, break a leg. Give me the... what? Give me the gift of a grip to sock? I don't know what... What the hell is it? What? I didn't get to read that in time. Mr. Kerr, could you repeat that? No? Fine. Hey, Jetson. Jetson doesn't want to talk to me. Head to the treehouse with Rolo succeeded. Oh, I almost forgot. I ran into your gran this morning. She asked me to give you this.
Rolo handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. A letter?
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand.
Thanks, Grandma.
If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done, I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
Deeply upsetting. I love you too, Gran.
Luca folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
Yeah, they're vibing. What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sure, whenever you want. You know, you really didn't have to go to all that trouble just to apologize. I know, but we'd been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this was the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me. Rolo.
Luca was at a loss for words, but that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. Nah, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue.
So true.
A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Huh? What was that? Oh man, we missed the fireworks?
It was not fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself.
Was it time? Oh. Interesting.
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill.
It's not even interesting, it's just fucked up, actually. I'm sorry I said this was interesting. It's upsetting.
Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a silent treehouse turned statuary, in a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together.
I didn't even get to hear Mr. Kerr's speech. Fucked up.
For the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either.
No, girl, you
There
gave me the
are more
timelines.
endings, more possibilities. I can feel it.
You gave me the timelines. I know what I'm
We are just
doing.
going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Uh-huh. Weather. Why does break have a question mark? Is it because I didn't finish that one? I guess it's probably because I didn't finish that one. Skip to where I left off, please.
Chapter 5. What big ears you have.
This is the timeline where we saw Hazmat Suit Grandma. What difference could it make? Well, it's also earlier in the night, so Rolo's probably less mad at me until Beck shows up with me. Who knows what'll happen after that? Here we go.
Luca sat shivering in the bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make sure the coast was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
Here we go. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why were you so scared of that old lady in the hazmat suit? That was my gran. That was your gran. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure there is a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this. Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out there. Lead the way. Here we go. Time to vibe.
After the foul harvest destroyed their wealth and reputation, the Valentines shuttered off their estate from the rest of town.
So true. Anyways. Y'all got Beehive?
Luca peeked up at the beehive. It appeared to be deserted.
Poor Beehive. That's strange. Oh. Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. For the last time, there's nothing to worry about. Of course, we're not worried.
The clipboard finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Well, maybe try minding your P's and Q's.
Mr. Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch, gave an exhausted sigh.
If there's anything you need knowing, you'll know it. Absolutely. If you'll just sign here acknowledging everything is accurate, we'll be out of your hair in a flash. Oh, for the love of...
He snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
Get their ass. There. And would you like my eternal soul as well?
The clipboards looked at each other for a moment, almost pondering the possibility, then broke into laughter as they walked away.
Ha 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 ha. So funny. Definitely hilarious. Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. I have to stop doing this. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Luca, let me give you some advice. The next time someone you don't know asks to hear your thoughts, give him a good hard bop right in the kisser. Oh, Gran tells me to just keep away from the clipboards. That's good, that's good. Your Gran is a smart lady, Luca. Speaking of which, you'd better run along home now. Too dark out to be wandering on your own. Thanks, Mr. Nuncreed. Bye, Mr. Nuncreed. I hope I don't get clipboarded. Looks like I'm not getting clipboarded yet. Anybody down here? Nope. Hey, alligator. The answers you seek will be revealed to you in due time. The question is, the figure intoned, are you prepared to live with the truth? I don't know, but thanks. Another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z. Have you noticed how all the perennial harvest folks order the same drink? Decaf cappuccino with extra foam? Why? I don't know. I just thought it's a little odd. Pretty weird, for sure. Well, the customer's always right. See you bright and early tomorrow. I can't wait. Go off, Lumi. Where's Dawn? Dawn isn't around. She was at the Valentine's Manor last time, but that was like hours later. Hey Dawn, are you up here? Darn, darn. Fine. Apparently I'm allowed to go up to the cafe, but not allowed to go up to the coffee house. Whatever. Or I guess is it a diner, not a cafe? Oh hey. Are the mayor and Mr. Kerr on a date right now?
William Kerr and Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner.
It's all coming together quite nicely. Couldn't have done it without you.
The mayor gave a half-hearted shrug.
I'm not so sure about that. Nonsense! That reminds me, I wasn't able to thank your sister for her contributions. Yes, she has been indisposed of late. She doesn't much like me, does she? Oh no, that's not it at all. She's just been busy. Of course. Regardless, I would be forever grateful if you could pass my thanks on to her. The History Museum adds a real air of import to the whole affair. And we couldn't very well celebrate the story of Beacon Pines without including the Valentines. My father was a great man. You're darn tootin' he was.
Kerr lopped his arm on Gus's shoulder.
But I mean the entire Valentine family, present company included. Can I ask you something, Mr. Kerr? Call me William. Ask away. William, why are you doing all of this? Gosh, I've never felt one needed a compelling reason to throw a party. Not just the festival. All of this. There's gotta be 100 down on their luck towns out there. Why is Perennial Harvest so invested in helping Beacon Pines? You know what I love most about the agriculture business? Seeds. Seeds? Yup, little bundles of potential.
With a glimmer in his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the horizon.
You treat a seed right, nurture it, feed it, and it can grow into something truly special. You see potential here? Undoubtedly. The seed of greatness is already under our feet. All it needs is a little nudge, and the right leadership, of course. Oh. Good night, Mayor Valentine. I think Kerr likes him. I think the mayor also likes Mr. Kerr. Hey mayor, do you like them? Do you like them? Tell me right now. Hold on, it's time to vibe. Alright. Uh-oh. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, the treehouse is just a little further on from here. So what's your buddy Rolo like? Rolo? He's Rolo. Not particularly helpful. Sorry, I've just never thought about it. Lots of energy. He's funny, even when he's not trying to be. Things have been tough for his family since the foul harvest. It's about damn time you tell me what this foul harvest thingy is. It's kinda a long story. Hit me with the highlights. Okay. There used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal. Ooh, big deal fertilizer. It was a big deal to us. Their stuff really worked. Farmers loved it. So Valentine's grew and grew. Beacon Pines pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Sharp or Valentine or used his fertilizer. Fertilizer. I can speak. I promise. I can speak. Things were good. I'm sensing a big but. Around 6 years ago, Sharper Valentine suddenly died. And something changed. Changed how? Could have been a bad batch. Maybe it was in the water, or air, or soil. Nobody knows. But all the crops died, and everyone blamed the Valentines. The foul harvest. Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost their jobs. Sheesh. The next year the crops came back, but something was different. You plant a crop, do everything right, and it's sort of a crapshoot what happens. And no one knows why? Nope. I take it Rolo's farm got the short end of the stick? Yep, for some reason their farm was hit harder than others. That sucks. Things have gotten better since Perennial Harvest came to town. The Beacon Pines Reborn initiative? Yep, first thing they did was give the town a deep scrub. They even put us up in hotels, one town over for a week, while they decontaminated the groundwater. We'd better get going. I don't trust them. I think they contaminated the groundwater even worse, actually. I'm pretty sure I don't have new words. Yeah, I don't have new words. But I tried anyways. Alright. I need my water before I go into the next batch of text. Here we go. It's about time. I was about to give up and go home. Who's the new kid? Name's Beck. You must be Rolo. I see my reputation precedes me. Welcome to Mission Control.
Rolo waggled his head with pride.
You'll find we've spared no expense in construction. I've seen worse-looking piles of junk. Thanks! Hey Luca, you know the security concerns we talked about? Yeah. While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test infiltration. Can't be too safe these days. Wow, he pulled up the ladder. That's crazy. What an improvement. What? He goes all out, doesn't he? Always. Yeah? Hey, Beck. What is happening? Can. Hiya! Shit. Got her. Oh no. Shit. Oops. Oh no, there's cans everywhere. Oh man. Got her. Oh no, Rolo, why? Got her. Clown horn? Where did you guys get all this junk in the first place? There's a guy in town named Jeff who trades us junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. Wow, we got fairy lights up in here? So, pretty sweet security, right? It was imaginative, I'll give you that. Luca, are we sure we can trust the new recruit? I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess? Okay, Luca, you promised to fill me in about the Valentine warehouse.
Luca sucked in a long breath.
So like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters? I don't think so. It seemed more organized. Oh, hi Roundy, playing VR chat. Anyways, when the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of equipment running. A man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. You keep saying it was a man. They were wearing a mask, right? Yeah. Then it could have been a woman. How did you get away? I grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. They let go and I ran. Dang. That's intense. No wonder you freaked out when you saw your grandma. Yeah, that's the other part. On our way here, Beck and I saw Eris Valentine meeting with Gran, wearing the same sort of hazmat suit.
Rollo let out a low whistle.
And they weren't there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meetup. So let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or woman in a protective suit. And then you saw your Gran, in the same suit, talking to Eris Valentine? Pretty much. I'm beginning to think this town is kinda awesome.
Rollo and Luca shot back a look.
I don't know about that. No offense. And so, we can logically conclude aliens, or alien zombies, have infiltrated the town. And their leader is your Gran, and she tried to murder you. First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it couldn't have been my Gran at the warehouse. I broke that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged. But she's definitely hiding something. Maybe. Your Gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. All she does is sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide? I don't know. We haven't talked much since she moved in. Moved in? Your Gran isn't from here? No, she came a few months back to take care of me after his mom went missing. Did you know your Gran before? Not really, no. It had been years since I'd seen her. Luca, don't take this the wrong way, but are we sure your Gran is on the up and up?
Luca gazed out the window.
I'm just saying. It sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up. We could say the same thing about your family. But you're right. Luca, your Gran is hiding something, and Pa always says, folks only bury stuff worth digging up. We need to investigate your house. If my Gran really is hiding something, don't you think I would have noticed by now? That's kind of the whole point of hiding something. I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear, and we can start getting to the bottom of this. I'm always game for a good snoop. You can count me in. Oh, baby.
Chapter 6. Secret Lair.
Secret Lair, not to be confused with Secret Lair.
Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
Got any soccer balls? I'd love to see some soccer balls. What time is it? Why are you wearing a different sweater? This is dangerous. I don't trust this. Oh. That's why you're wearing a different sweater. Okay. I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. Who is it? Knock knock. Who is it? Who's there? Any soccer balls? No soccer balls. Who is it? Coming from the closet. Nope. Coming from here. Nope. Who is it? Oh, we got dots at the door. Hold on, I've got to open the cabinet. Gotta open this drawer. It's very important that these things get done first. Don't ask why. It just is. Oh, they're here. Rollo, what on earth is that? That ridiculous thing on your head? Oh, this? It helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast is clear? Yep, whatever she's been up to this week, it's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot! You can't say that,
Luca
that's
and Beck rolled
copyrighted.
their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
It's definitely copyrighted. If I were a Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Sorry, honey, I already opened that cabinet. Aha!
He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe that's what she wants you to think. But then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. Yeah. First hunches are for suckers. Go off. Eureka! She's lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rollo. Drat, it may already be too late. Just think of the mounds of documents lost to ash. Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah. The closet upstairs. So, maybe it stands to reason that we should check there first. No dice, it's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now. And I have no idea where the key is. If it really is important, then she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I am going to take this important thing and huck it in a bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway, I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
This seems like a bad idea. Alright, Rollo. This is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed with...
Before he could finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
Yoink, 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 yoink. Hey, this isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick, and every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them.
This is a bad idea.
Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah. I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, let me just yank on this random teacup and...
As Beck pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click.
Oh boy.
The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Oh boy. This seems like your Gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only two types of people have secret lairs. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So, which one do we think she is? We're about to find out. Wow. It's a lot of stuff. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe? Oh, wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions. Oh, baby. This is not what I expected was going to happen to me. What do we have here? Barrels marked caution explosive. And jam jars? That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your gran making? Incendiary? She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs. Right? Only one way to find out.
Rollo casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Huckleberries.
He smacked his lips.
A hint of brown sugar. And... ink? What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Aha!
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
Ew. It's addressed to Miss Fratelli. A Grand Jamgram? No. It says, last night I used the disguise Eris provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Aw man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. Some more a bombshell than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so I'll let it slide, but I'm the bad joke guy around here. Okay. We got a punching bag? Oh hell yes. Give me my achievement. There's gotta be an achievement for this. Hello? Give me my achievement, please. Hello? 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 I'd like my achievement. Can I have it? There's no achievement. Okay, so there's just these two things.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter.
Walter. Like his dad?
For a
Wow.
long moment, he just stared at it.
It must be his dad. So, what could it mean? What do you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? One sec. Dense documents such as this are a lot like a cheeseburger. If you say so. It's best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of a oh my god. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of the preeminent scholar in dense documents. In cheeseburgers. By all means, proceed.
He stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Ah, here we are. Follow-up examination of Terence Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Rollo looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy. Yeah, that's kinda disturbing. Who's Joseph? That's Mr. Nuncreed's name. Wait,
Rollo's finger traced across the page.
there's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to this report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something else.
Rollo scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind. Exacerbated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Luca, staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say next?
Rollo rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What did he mean, enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit! You can't say that, you're 12!
Luca
What the
slammed
fuck?
the drawer shut.
Only I'm allowed to say swear words. I'm an adult.
A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town,
A whole-ass conspiracy theory board for real.
interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Alrighty. Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is your Gran a serial killer? Because I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town out of the... She's just tracking the movements of everyone in town out of the kindness of her heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncreed has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My moms are both on here. Both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Eris has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. The killer has chosen her next victim! We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. You don't think it's Mr. Kerr? You think Mr. Kerr is a big old bad guy? He's just got the totally normal guy? There's nothing wrong with him whatsoever? You think he's bad? That's wild that you'd think that. Anyways, what do we got? What do we got?
Around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool. This looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rolo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance to town. And if we follow it,
Rollo carefully traced the path with his finger.
it leads right to...
He jabbed down at the end point.
Town Square? That's the fountain in the middle of town. What a weird place to hide treasure. Rolo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on that map has the same symbol as those explosives over there. So, it's not hiding treasure. A real bummer. Rolo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? The festival! Did you just say gulp? I'm sorry, I'll go back. Gulp? Okay. Did you just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival! Not if we stop her. Uh-oh. What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was what? No, I heard it too. That was the front door. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Shh. Quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello? That's the Bag and Wag guy. I can tell because of his silly hair and his dumb glasses, but I can't remember his name.
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump.
Yoo-hoo! I'm not here to hurt anyone.
Thump.
I'm just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Huh. Guess it's nothing.
Rollo shifted suddenly.
Rollo, you fool. You clown. You're dead.
Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Rollo. Don't.
It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flaming chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Rollo? Mysterious creepy man? Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me. But there was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome! Wait, did you just kill that person?
Luca scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
You sure clobbered him good, Rollo. He's knocked out cold.
As Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rollo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Tolliver! That's his name. Mr. Tolliver.
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver.
Hiram Tolliver. That's his name. What a clown.
Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
He's just vibing. Don't worry. Mr. Tolliver would never do anything. Definitely. They'd run the classic good cop, good cop, hard cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation.
Alrighty.
Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times.
So true, Rollo. So true.
Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Oh, baby. Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless.
Yeah, no shit, he's knocked out.
Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said... Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who? Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or... Well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall.
I'm gonna get copyright claimed for detective tropes.
He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk! Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good
He
lord!
shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Poor guy.
Rolo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Dearie me. Damn, Rolo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any farther. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library? If there's any information about this source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Hey, Kato. Hi, Jace. Oh, I don't get to talk to Jace. Fine. Whatever. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we work hard on it. Aren't you a little young to be a librarian? Oh, Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favor. I already told you and Rolo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing. We sorta don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading, but they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8.
Damn, there's a lot more chapters in this one.
6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance.
Yeah, and where's Mr. Tolliver? Is he just sitting down there still?
Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos.
Yes.
Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of these asinine death records. I promise, I can speak. I promise I can. I'm gonna end up in one of these asinine death records. It's fine. I know how to talk. Okay. Rollo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life until he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive
The
nod.
end. Poor guy. If you've got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal, and it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beck slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck? In the obit? J. Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 20 years ago. That can't be right. Juniper Hartford is Gran's name. What could it mean? Oh dear. Oh my. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my Gran's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were two J. Hartfords? Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your Gran is 6 feet under 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Alright, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement.
He's probably not still unconscious, just a guess.
Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
Gran asleep in her chair. Oh, baby.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely.
Gran asleep in the chair, what will she do?
She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Check on Mr. Tolliver in the basement. You got it. You've got it. Let me just check on Mr. Tolliver in the basement. He's a gone. Oh no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a trace.
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
What a good idea. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed.
He flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Heh. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Go to sleep. This probably isn't gonna go well, if I had to guess. Hey, Gran. Oh, baby. Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed and play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him.
So sad.
With each consecutive step, his legs weakened.
I wonder why.
His stride began to falter.
I wonder why.
He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Yeah. Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The germ? Yeah, the germ. Can't believe you've done this. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now, and let me handle everything.
Chapter 9.
Wow, that was fast.
A speech to end all speeches.
Oh baby, do I get to hear
Luca
Mr.
awoke
Curve's
to find
speech this
himself
time?
face
Hell
down
yes,
in
hell
bed.
yes.
He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him?
She was trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed, first of all. That would be why. Next. I don't know. She doesn't like the guy.
Why was she trying to drug
Yeah, there
Mr.
we go.
Nuncreed?
There we go. She doesn't like him. He's annoying. He's down bad. He's a simp. We've been over this. Anyways.
Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival! Time to festival. Oh. The basement is just still open. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I need my achievement for doing this. What achievement am I closest to? Hang on. Born in a barn. I still don't know how to get that one. I'm so sad. I thought leaving everything open would... Like, turning on all this stuff and leaving it open would get me it, but it didn't. Festival time. Yeah, my fellas, why are you still wearing the hat? Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa ho ho. Sly devil. Sly. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. Oh, I get to hear Mayor Gus's speech. Oh my god, there's so many people here.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Oh baby. Ahem. Is this thing... Hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and... I suppose you already know that. Oh yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Yeah, 2 claps. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right. Where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Oh, baby. Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. 2 claps. What a great turnout! Aw heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Oh baby. Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
Oh baby. From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. Quite literally, probably. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt
Oh baby.
attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. Uh-oh. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
And it'll have to be in a second because it's break time. Alright, it's probably fine now. I'm not ready to do this voice again, but here we go. It's almost over, I'm assuming, because everything's exploding. But first of all... Where was I? Where's my mouse? Oh, my mouse doesn't show up. So, while I was on break, I saw this little bear sitting at the edge of the river in the bottom right corner. And I have no idea who that is. Am I supposed to know who this is? I don't know who this is. This bear sitting by the river. Have I ever seen them before? I don't think I have. Anyways, through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town, and so it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim,
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits. It sure does.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched.
Darn, never seen this happen before.
For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time.
We love you, William Kerr.
The end.
This is fucking
There's
wild.
that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything!
Yeah, it sure does.
Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
Maybe I should.
No, I don't mean that.
You don't really mean that? That was not very kind. Of course,
We've
I
got a little
understand.
closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Oh god, the cop thing. How can choosing a different cop change any of this? A beginner's guide to hostile interrogation. Alright. I'll try some other ones. Good cop, chill cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this. Just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell rung.
He looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all a big mistake. Luca, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled. Rollo's here?
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Hello, it's us, Mr. Tolliver. Well, alright. Mistakes happen. You kids gave all Hiram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my gran up to? If you'll just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just... all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town. An archive of my dad's old disturbing patient notes.
Luca gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives. I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This'll all make sense in time.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
You see, this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be brought to...
He punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
light. Son of a...
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late.
Yeah,
Rollo
no shit.
confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there and let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic.
So true. I haven't read Hank Atomic, nor do I know much about it. But you're right.
For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement.
You're right, but you don't have to spell it out right in front of me.
Back to the drawing board.
Alright, baby. Good cop, sly cop.
They'd run the classic
It's
good
your
cop,
turn, Beck,
sly
sweetie.
cop interrogation.
I assume it's Beck's turn.
Luca and
Yeah.
Laura ducked behind a barrel,
There she
leaving Beck to her
go.
task.
What's up,
With a
loser?
few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What? What's going on here? You're that Modeville girl. Please, call me Beck. Well, she didn't say wake up, loser, like I wanted her to, but okay. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So, it turns out we're both here to...
Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There's one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rolo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... Oh, it's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rolo with amazement.
Rolo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Cren's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Oh boy. We'd better get to Nuncreed's. What if I go this way? We'd better get to Nuncreed's. Darn. Oh, it's Miss Fratelli. Do I get away with talking to Miss Fratelli? You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear, that man would be late to his own funeral. So true. Oh yes, there's always time to go to mission control. Is this my soccer ball? No. Well, kind of, but not really. I don't think it's always been there, but maybe it has. Anyways, just some vibes. As you do. Have to always take a break and stop for the vibes. Actually, I should check the word puddle. How's the word puddle doing? Nothing.
Luca good for...
Nothing in the word puddle. Fine. How about in here? Nope. Eris? You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work. You. I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me. This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change, whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future, or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. What could it mean? It's getting late, children. Thanks, Eris. Where are you going? Where are you going, Eris? Hey, Eris. Eris, where are you going? Whatever. Alligator? Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. Humph. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. We'd better get to Nuncreed's. What if I want to talk to Griffin? Oh, I am allowed to go over here. Where's the candy shelf? Can I find the candy shelf? How about the melon? What if I tap out a code on the melon? Will it let me in? Oh, I can still go through this table. Whatever, it's fine. Dawn? No Dawn. Yeah, she's not even in there, so why are the lights on, first of all? But... Nuncreed's drugstore. It's Solomon! Hey, Solomon. How are you today, Solomon?
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
What a king. Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Awesome. Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh. Yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Thanks, Solomon. Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Well, if you rearrange the letters in Nuncreed's drugstore, it spells underground secrets. Did you know? I bet you didn't know. What are we looking for? Phone booth? Phone booth. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed, no.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Friend's new drugstore! I mean, underground secrets! The password!
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Investigate Nuncreed's drugstore. Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great. Now what? I guess we... Oh
The inside of the phone booth dropped
no.
loose from its shell.
We lost them, girls.
Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate.
They landed in a giant pile of black licorice.
Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing.
Never mind.
It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
No black licorice here.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it! You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the transdimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these has something written on them. What is it? Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa, you don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Alright. Nothing about this crazy keypad? Yeah. This suit has a broken mask. So have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a nun creed and talks like a nun creed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff? Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. Talk to the keypad. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
No, he doesn't. Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. Here comes the whoosy what's it. What's that? Valentine Warehouse. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. It's Mr. Nuncreed. Shit. 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 Awesome! You all need to come with me, now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on money. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yup, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Erg. Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us, says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand, and he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, "Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone."
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain? But why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source? What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's going to freeze us all! Vacuum tube. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So... We're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. Oh no. You good? Yep. Alrighty. I love this town. Beck, no. Beck, no.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Uh-huh. That was... intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We've got to catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Catch up to Mr. Nuncreed. If he went this way, then why is this over here? Explain. This is weird. This is definitely wrong. Something's definitely wrong here. Looks like we aren't getting back that way. How the hell? This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time, Nuncreed's getting away. No uh-huh. Sure. What the hell is happening? Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rolo. Stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective? Kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pines citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. Toxic waste in the corner, as you do. Do I get to chill on the pole? I do not. I've never been in this building. I've never been in this building.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center.
Oh baby, here we go.
He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild.
We caught up to
Upon
Mr.
closing the distance, Luca
Nuncreed.
recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Uh-huh. Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Don't do it. Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer.
Okay, never mind. I thought Mr. Nuncreed was about to take Luca hostage.
Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath.
Old people, am I
The
right?
moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with
They
questions.
better not make me use a fucking charm here. I have no idea what to do.
The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to... Well, there's only one option now, isn't there?
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness. She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
I don't know if Ricochet has 2 T's in it, but okay. This is gonna go well. You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to.
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence. Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever.
In a place that I have no idea what it's supposed to be.
And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene.
For the 3rd time today.
In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from.
Sort of.
Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
So true. She's right. Fire and ice. Let's see. Well, it's time to go back to Mutation Station. But not today. That'll be all for today.